Update 1. I told my boyfriend I'd be home by 2 and wouldn't drink. I got back drunk at 5 a.m., and he told me I couldn't sleep in his bed anymore. But the real betrayal? It didn't happen that night. It happened 3 weeks later, when he found out I'd been texting someone else. And my best friend was the one who told him. Nothing inappropriate was happening. We were just having fun and enjoying each other's company. But I have to admit, it felt good to be wanted and pursued instead of taken for granted. Brian used to look at me the way Jalen was looking at me that night, but now he barely notices when I get dressed up or make an effort. When last call came around at 4 a.m., I was shocked at how late it had gotten. Time just flies when you're actually enjoying yourself instead of sitting at home being bored. A few of us decided to grab some late-night food since we were all starving from dancing so much. Jalen suggested this 24-hour diner that he knew about, and it seemed like the perfect way to wind down from such an amazing night. I knew Brian was probably worried, but at that point, I figured I was already in trouble for being late, so what was another hour? Plus, I was having such a good time and didn't want the night to end on a bad note. At the diner, Jalen sat next to me in the booth and kept making me laugh with his stories. He has this way of paying attention to everything you say and making you feel heard. We talked about work and life and our dreams. And I remembered what it felt like to have stimulating conversation with someone who actually listens. Brian and I barely talk about anything meaningful anymore. It's just bills and schedules and him complaining about being tired. By the time I finally got home, it was 5 a.m., and I was definitely more drunk than I had planned to be. But honestly, it had been the best night I'd had in months, and I felt like myself again for the first time in forever. Brian was awake waiting for me, and I could tell immediately that he was furious. He started asking me all these questions about where I'd been and why I was so late. But I was too drunk and tired to deal with his drama right then. I just wanted to go to bed and sleep off the alcohol before work in a few hours. I started feeling sick from all the drinks and ended up throwing up, which was embarrassing. But these things happen when you actually go out and have fun sometimes. Brian refused to let me sleep in our bed, which I thought was completely ridiculous and dramatic. I was his girlfriend coming home after a fun night out, not some stranger he found on the street. I ended up passing out on the couch, still in my dress from the night before, feeling frustrated that he was being so unreasonable about everything.